Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Welcome into the room. Come on in the room. We want to talk very briefly today about alignment. Alignment. When we think about alignment, we think about our cars, right? And so even if you don't know anything about automobiles, at minimum, if you are driving your car and you take your hands off the steering wheel and your car automatically veers, it's out of alignment. You can tell by your steering wheel and the tension if your car is out of alignment. What does it feel like when you're out of alignment? It feels like your destination, you can see it. Like you have that empire state of mind. You have a view of where you want to go, but the actions that you're taking don't align. Come on in the room. Let me just check real quick and make sure that we have audio and I'm not talking to myself, right? And we're gonna dive into this real quick because I really want to know, are you aligned? Or are you aligned to your values? Because you're aligned to something. Are you aligned to your values, or are you allowing yourself to align to someone else's or multiple people's, like whoever the flavor of the day is or whatever the situation is? Are you aligned? See, alignment will, one second, y'all. I need to make sure that you can hear me. So we're going to go in here real quick, like we're going to jump in the group, and I just need to hear my voice. Okay, we good. See, alignment, or the lack thereof, has a full impact on your life. When you have a view into where you want to go, but you find that there's a push-pull on getting there, check your alignment. When you find yourself frustrated because it seems like you're standing in place, check your alignment. When you find that there are people that are coming in and out of your life that just don't sync, check your alignment. When you find that you are promoting or seeking promotion in areas that you are consistently not acquiring, check your alignment. Alignment to what, Angela? Well, I'm glad you asked. Alignment to your core values. Okay, let's tear this apart just a little bit. I want to jump in here real quick. I want to see what Google says. Google, my friend, y'all. What Google says core values are. Core values. Because see, remember, in order for us to conceptually have a conversation about something, we need to be on the same level. We need to make sure we speak in the same language. Because if I'm not speaking the language that you understand, if there is not a alignment in our dialogue, then we're not communicating, because communication means that I am delivering and you are receiving and able to take that information and take action. It means that I am receiving from you. To that point, drop your questions and comments in the chat. And I'm here to serve you. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here to respond to your comments. I am here to help you to grow in success and be an accomplished version of yourself, that version that leaves yourself in awe, that version that pushes past those mindset blocks, that version that is able to grow in capacity, grow in success without self-sabotaging it. I'm here for that. I'm here for that right there. So, okay, core values. What are they? What does that mean? Share with me what that means to you. When I ask you what are your core values, not I want to know what am I really asking? What does that question really mean to you? When I look it up, it says core values are traits or qualities that are not just worthwhile, they represent an individual's or organization's highest priorities. They're your deeply held beliefs and the core, the fundamental driving forces. The core, the fundamental. They're not just worthwhile, they represent an individual's or organization's highest priorities. What are your core values? What are core value examples, Angela? Well, again, y'all ask some real good questions. I'm glad you asked. When we think about core values, and interestingly enough, I got a text from one of my besties. I called you my bestie. Going on, girl. So I got a text from one of my besties yesterday, and she asked me. So let me go to it because I want to get this right. This just hit my brain. She asked me. She said, "Hold on, I think it was on the other phone." She said something like, "Here it is. Tell me the 5 leadership attributes. Go, Harry." That's how that text went. In any case, she was asking me the same question. What are the core values of a leader? And so I'm asking you, what are your core values? When I think about core values of a leader, so let me pause and explain that my definition of a leader is a person that has impact and influence, not title. You can be titled a leader, a boss. You can be titled and not be a leader. If you look behind you, check behind you, and if no one is following, if you have no impact and influence, you're not a leader. It doesn't matter what your title is. That's not relevant. You're not a leader. But core values like honesty and integrity and passion and confidence and the willingness to delegate and listen, what are your core values? What are the fundamental principles that you will not, I don't care what's what, these are fundamental principles for me that I should not waver on. And then I want you to take a step backwards. So listen, sometimes even though we can identify what our core values, and I use the word should be, what happens is that we get caught up. We get caught up in money. We get caught up in he might be the one, she might be the one, in relationships. Oh, well, she's my friend. We get caught up. And the question that I have is that when you get caught up, do you compromise your core values? Because see, when you compromise your core values, you're saying a lot about yourself. And I'll say this to you because we've all been there. If you're at a place where you're still trying to figure out who you are and whose you are, then this is ground level for you. If you will identify where you stand, what's your foundation? Are you on sinking sand, or are you on solid rock? Y'all, this song, on Christ the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. Is sinking sand. That came to mind. So I thought I would share it with you. In any case, what is the rock that you stand on? Because if you stand in sinking sand, then what happens is that you are influenced to do things that don't align with who it is that God has called you to be. It doesn't align with your purpose. So you have to pause and really understand, what are my core values? Like there's a list of core values, but which ones really represent who you are? Who you are. And then once you've done that, once you've said, okay, so listen, here are five. Let's just get five. Here are five core values that represent who I am. They might not be values that you are displaying today, but truly at your core, this represents who I am. Because we got to start somewhere, right? Once you've done that, then you need to self-evaluate. Okay, so if these are my core values, how effective am I in these spaces? Where do I need to grow? Where do I need to grow my potential at? Where do I need to expand my capacity, right? So I might be doing real good over here, but over here I'm not. Because you have to get a foundation. Listen, I'm living in a new community, right? We built out here in Suffolk, and there are houses still being built around us. And even when our house was being built, I got the opportunity to watch the process. And so at the very beginning of the process, there's land. There's land and there's just dirt. By the time I got here, it was just dirt, right? Before they started the process, it was trees, right? So they took the trees down, and then there was just dirt. And so you couldn't begin to put the wood on the dirt because it would be sinking sand, right? The house would not stand because it would not have a strong foundation, and they couldn't make the foundation out of something that would not be able to withhold the pressure of the house. Come on, y'all, the foundation. So as I visited the site continuously, or as I watched, because they're building one right across the street from me, as I watched them build this house, the first thing that they do is they frame the foundation, y'all. I think I can build a house, right? So they frame the foundation. They don't pour the concrete for it, they frame it, right? So this is where everything gonna be. This how it's gonna be right here. This is where the foundation gonna be. What's your frame? Frame it. That's what I need you to do. I need you to frame this thing. I need you to pause long enough to frame yourself. Here's an activity. Draw your frame, a silhouette of you, right? Make sure you get all your curves, baby. Make sure you get all of them, right? But draw that silhouette of you. Here is my frame, because you frame it first. Like, look at you and absorb who you are. This is the frame that we're going to pour the foundation into of your core values. Now what did they pour into the frame? They poured concrete. And I'm certain that, now I don't know nothing about this, but I'm gonna make my assumptions, right? I'm certain that there's a special kind of concrete that they had to pour in order for it to be able to be a foundation that would support the house. And even the amount of concrete that they poured and the framing that they did for the concrete was different for the different styles of house, because they're like 5 or 6 different models out here. So it was different. You didn't pour the same type of You didn't put the same type of framing down and pour the same amount of concrete for a Lafayette as you did for a Bluestone or a Rappahannock. That's not how it worked. All of them have their own. All of them have their own frame. We all have our own frame. We are all unique. We're all unique. So frame it out. Frame it out. Like get that piece of paper. Draw your silhouette. Draw it. See yourself on paper. And then in the midst of that silhouette, so like you got that silhouette. Y'all want me to draw. Yeah, but in the midst of that silhouette, and remember, get all of your essence. If you have, long hair like I have today, make sure you get your long hair. If you rocking your locks like, I probably will be in next week, and catch your curves, like catch the essence of who you are in that frame. And then when you get past that portion, because sometimes we got to sit with just a frame, and we have to accept the frame of who we are. But once you get past that, then I want you to begin to think, okay, what is it what's the mixture that has to go in the mixing thing, the concrete mixing thing. There's a concrete mixing thing out there. What goes in it? What's in the foundation solution, like the mix? What's your foundation? What are your core values? You have to have them. What are your core values? What do you stand on? What do you stand on? If you don't know the right mixture, if you don't understand the mixture that's required to pour your foundation, then the house will not withstand. Think about it. If they didn't pour the right blend of solution, I don't know if it's water or not, so we're going to use the word solution. Solution and concrete. If they put too much solution and not enough concrete, the concrete would not have cured properly. We're not even going to get into the curing process, but it wouldn't have cured properly. And the house would not withstand. If they put too much concrete and not enough solution, then the house would not be able to withstand. The foundation, what's your mixture? What are your core values? I need you today to stop and identify what they are. On what do you stand? And then once you've done that, then I want you to evaluate how well are you doing associated with your core values. See, we try to figure out why other people, why this happened to me, why he do that, why this business do this, why them. But I want you to pause long enough to say why to me. Because if I establish the right foundation, then it will enable me to pursue the empire. But if I don't have a foundation, I don't even understand what my potential is. I can't grow in capacity. I can't grow my capacity because I don't even know what's there. And because I'm flip-flop, and because I don't have a strong foundation, then others treat me like I treat me. You can't expect them to do better than you're doing to you. You can't. I'm sorry. And even if they are today, it's not sustainable. It's not. That's why you have to take time out for you. Listen, yesterday I ain't have time for me. Yesterday I was too busy. Yesterday I need more hours in the day to care about me. I'm going to tell you straight out. In order for you to effectively care for everybody else, in order for you to effectively care for your other half, in order for you to effectively care for your children, in order for you to effectively care for your household, in order for you to do your job right, in order for you to run your business effectively, you have to care for you first. Period. Like, there is nothing that goes along with that. And your unwillingness to do so is bleeding and adversely affecting all of those areas. And see, what happens is that we wait until we're all burnt out, frustrated, yelling at folks, acting a fool, cut and clean up until we like, okay, I'm going to go lay down now. I need to tap out. I'm going to take a girl's trip. No, care for you along the way. So when you actually go take that trip, it's not because you're burnt out. It's because you just want to enjoy. We got this thing wrong. I am the most important person in my world. I am. Because in order for me to be good for my girls, In order for me to be good for my mister, in order for me to show up for you, I gotta take care of me. I can't pour from an empty cup. And you are no different than me. You can't pour from an empty cup. If my coffee cup, and y'all listen, this coffee cup right here, I just need to take a quick station identification break. This coffee cup right here is the best gift I ever got. My daughter got it for me. And so y'all know how y'all get y'all coffee and you have to warm it up like 5 times. So I'll have to do that because this cup sits on this little stand that's on my desk, and it has a little button and it press and it turns hot or cold depending on what my drink is in the cup. And it keeps my drink warm or cold all day long. So I don't have to worry about warming it up over and over again. Okay, so I digress. But if this cup was empty, and I turned it over because it's not empty. It's got coffee in it. It's coffee. But if it were empty and I turned it upside down, ain't nothing coming out. Not the coffee that I had before, not the tea that I had before, not the last time I filled up. It's not coming out. It's gone. So what makes you think that you're any different? So you've drawn your frame. You've written in your frame your core values, yours. Not nobody else's, yours. And this isn't a quick task or exercise. This might take you a minute, and it's okay. And then once you've done that, I want you to evaluate, are you applying these things to your very own self? This is the measuring stick. Are you applying them to yourself? If integrity is important to you, if that's a core value of yours, integrity is a core value of mine. How much integrity do you have with yourself? If you say that being trustworthy is a core value of yours, can you trust yourself? The last time you told yourself that you was going to show up for whatever it was, did you show up for you? Yeah. Test these core values against yourself. And when you find that there are areas of opportunity, that's where you dive in. And that's where you look to grow. Listen, I need you to impact she before you focus on we. She before we. She. Her. Me, myself, and I. Before we. And then once you have really worked on, and you feel like, listen, I'm standing good. My foundation is good. It doesn't mean that at no point will your foundation get a crack. Listen, there are companies out there that serve foundations that have cracks in them. Y'all seen the commercials. It doesn't mean that you won't get a crack in your foundation because we're not perfect. We have all sinned and fall short of the glory of God. It's in there. It's in there. So you're not going to be perfect. You can stop aspiring for that. But once you feel like you have a good foundation, you understand your core values and the application of your core values because you're applying them to yourself, then you will begin to walk in them. You won't have to tell a soul what your core values are. You will present them in who you are. This will cause things to occur that we back to our alignment. Come on, let's drive. This is where you just got to align. So you can I'm not telling you to let go of your steering wheel, but you can let go of the steering wheel and the car will continue to go straight towards the empire. See, we got to get out of our own way. We got to get out of it. We have to stop sabotaging. We have to get out of the place of having imposter syndrome. We have to stop procrastinating. We have to establish, evaluate, and grow in success aligned with our core value. This is your alignment. You've officially been to the repair shop today. Today. The maintenance light came on. Come on, y'all. You showed up at the repair shop. Welcome. Today it's Sunday, so let me see. It's Get Your Nails Done Sunday. Okay? While you are being serviced. Today's service is an alignment. Receive your alignment. Now here's the difference. When you take your automobile to be serviced, they do the work. This requires you to do the work. I, Angela Pearl, your success coach, don't have a pill or potion that's just gonna make it happen. I don't have no magic. Not a crystal ball, I'm a genie, none of the above. This requires ACTION, action. The cheerleaders would follow that with, we want some action. It requires action. It requires you to take a step for you. Let's go. If you do the framework, and again, don't miss a curve. Do the framework. Identify your core values so that you have the foundation that you need. Evaluate the application of your core values to yourself. That will give you the alignment that you need in your life to head straight into your empire view. Ladies, I declare right now that we are moving right now for she. Forget about we. As a matter of fact, forget about them. I need you to focus on she. It's alignment time. Let go of the will. Let go of the will. Because you have done the work. Let go of the will when you've done the work and you know that you've received your alignment.